What is up, Sideways fan? We're back into the video, and as you can see, we are at Apexi USA, and we have the Is300 for Jair on dyno. This is part 3 of the series, and pretty much we've gone ahead and finished everything. The car looks phenomenal. We'll go ahead and do a quick little B-roll of the car just to show you guys everything while we're loading it up on the dyno. Our buddy Dyno Dan's over here. We're going to be going ahead and getting rolling here in a few seconds. And the car's been driven and completely broken in, which is just part of the built engine. You have to go ahead and do your high idles, first start, just getting everything dialed in and letting it all break in at 2,000 RPM. Then you got to do a lot of drivability, put a lot of miles on the engine, and they've gone ahead and done that. We've made sure nothing's leaking. It just sounds like it's going to be super awesome, so we cannot wait. Just to go over the build really quickly again, we got a fully built RM54 with a Marlin crawler internal. That should be good for somewhere around 800 torque. As far as the engine, we have a 2JZ GE VVTi engine that has Manly H-Tough rods, and we have the Wiseco 9-to-5-to-1 pistons. We have BC 272 cams with single valve springs and retainers from BC, titanium valve springs and retainers. We also have a full CNC ported head, and then basically got the ACT Extreme clutch kit, which is probably only going to be good for somewhere around 700 horsepower anyways. That's where we've pretty much had them, and they've been happy there. I don't know if they go for more, if it'll be different. Everything in the car's functional. AC, gauges, everything. Went ahead and put the VTI in the car. It's going to be a super dope street car to be done, just to be able to drive around and just have. As far as everything else, yeah, I mean, we're going to go ahead and talk to the customer about brakes and a couple other things. I'm going to kind of get out of the sun right now because it's starting to get kind of hot over here. But basically, we've gone ahead and talked to the customer now and let him know, hey, guy, you're going to go ahead and want a high horsepower number. That is great. He wants to be able to keep up with all his other buddy exotic cars and be able to do fun stuff and race and everything. But I mean, racing is dangerous without having the proper stuff to be able to go ahead and be there and be there safely with all your friends as well, because obviously an exotic car is going to have crazy brakes, going to have crazy electronics to be able to keep you there and just be safe as far as suspension and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of more money that goes into designing a vehicle with a high horsepower out the factory box versus a car that didn't come anywhere near that horsepower number, and you're going to mod it to have triple or quadruple the amount of horsepower that it had from factory. So after talking to the customer and showing him all of our other cars that make somewhere around 650 to 750, he's pretty much decided that we over-engineered it, and he's happy with that because he wants to have an engine that's going to last super long and know that it's all been touched by me and put together by me and know that it's all going to be good. But basically, we're going to keep the horsepower number, it looks like, between 500 and 600. I know everyone's going to be like, what, why, blah, blah, blah. It's like, like, why did you guys spend all that time and money doing all that to just only have a normal 2JZ GTE number? Well, if you look at the amount of money that it costs right now in the market that we have right now to be able to do a 2JZ GTE swap in any of these cars, you're looking at between, let's just say $8,500 and $10,000 if you're lucky for a 2JZ GTE engine, let it be VVTi or non-VVTi. And then it's a used engine. We have no idea where they came from. We have no idea pretty much anything of backstory on the engine except for what the importer tells us, and all the importers will tell you, oh yeah, it has 30,000 miles in Japan, and there's some law that keeps us from having the cars be over 60,000 kilometers or whatever the deal is. No, you guys, that's a bunch of bullshit. That's just a sales pitch for you guys to be able to sell you a shitty engine that's been seen no oil changes and has 200,000 miles and all kinds of crazy stuff too. So most of the engines we're getting right now, guys, just to let you guys know, are pretty crapped out. So I mean, if you're going to pay 10 grand for an engine, you could fully build your engine and have a little bit of extra playing money at the end to be able to spend it on putting everything in your car and use a US engine we have here with US parts that we have here that's going to actually make more overall power. So just getting into it real quick, even just on all the 2JZ GE stuff, if nobody knew anything about it, the 2JZ GEs actually have the highest flowing head from factory over any of the other JZ platforms. So I'm not saying, oh yeah, 2JZ GE is the best in the world, like fuck everything else. No, GTEs hold their own, and it's because of the whole design of everything is very close, and they're only slightly better than a GTE head. But it's one of those things where, like, if you got your head slightly ported, you know what I mean, it would be very close to what a 2JZ GE is on your 2JZ GTE. But getting out of that, of me talking so much, guys, like, I'm just giving you guys an update. We're probably going to keep the car somewhere between 500 and 600 horsepower. I'm hoping once we hit numbers for pump gas, which my you know, estimate on power, I think we're going to be somewhere close to 500 on pump gas with this thing. I mean, we did it last time. I think we got close to 6 on Mason's car. So I don't know how much boost we're going to throw at it. We're going to try to keep it kind of conservative because obviously customers spend a lot of money. We don't want to blow this thing up. We don't want to have any problems. I want to make sure that it lasts them a very, very long time because the customers trusted us to do a good job and to make sure that everything is, you know, up to par. So let's go ahead and get the car rolling. Let's go ahead and see what we do on pump gas. I'll go ahead and give the customer a call. We'll see if he says send it to the moon or he says, hey, no, we're good, we're good, we're good. Let's go ahead and get it all buttoned up. I want to take it home and have a good weekend with the car. So let's get right into it, guys. Thank you. That was the last pull on 91. 402 horsepower and 434 torque at 10 psi, which is pretty freaking good, you guys. We usually have to do a lot more than that, but I mean, there's not really reason to run it with more than that on pump gas because, I mean, why would you want to have any kind of detonation in your tune and not have like super aggressive timing? So we're going to go ahead and leave it there. We could have ran it up to like probably 15 or 16 or 18 pounds on pump, but there's just no reason. So we're going to put the E85 in right now, which is what they're doing. We've already pumped out the 91, which wasn't very much to begin with, but they're putting in the E85 over here right now. So I've got the Go Juice going in.
Boom boom juice.
Boom boom juice. So we didn't finish that pull right there, but we're already doing 470. That's badass. At looks like we cut it at about 5,000 RPM. So it's like we're gonna get a pretty big increase just going to E85. What do you guys think it's gonna make first pull? 500. Hurry up. 523. said 523, so you still suck.
Posted all you idiots. Post 30 all.
So Danny just informed me right now we're at 17 pounds, or sorry, 14 pounds. That is really good, you guys, for 14 PSI. That's like unheard of with a stock GTE, so. .564 and 494 torque. All right, so now we're at 15 pounds doing 564 and almost 500 torque. So let me call the customer and we'll see where he wants to cut the power. Looking like this is probably going to be our last pull. Customer went ahead and said he wanted to do the high end. I guess we're going to do 600 horsepower somewhere on the nose. So we're at 565 basically right now. We're going to probably go up to like 18, 19 pounds. And then I guess we're going to be out of here. So let's see what she does right now, guys. .550 torque. Here you go, bro. 619 horsepower with almost 550 torque at 126 miles per hour. Yeehaw, brother. He's gonna die. Alrighty guys, so Jair's car went ahead and made it back to the shop safely. Obviously Dyno went 100% smoothly. Super happy for the fact that I can show you guys what a built engine will actually do compared to like a stock engine or a GTE engine. Like one of these fully built GE engines, you guys, is like literally gonna do more than what a GTE does. And you can see it for yourself. The car did 600 and something horsepower on very low boost. It was like 14 or 16 PSI on E85, and like the pump gas wasn't too much less, but basically, typically on any kind of GTE engine, or you know, 1JZ, 2JZ GTE, you're only gonna get about 10 horsepower per pound of boost. On this car, we're getting 30 horsepower per pound of boost that we added to the car, so huge increase. I mean, obviously, you're still gonna gain the E85 crossover, about 60 horsepower you're gonna gain just for going to E85 on, you know, the same kind of tune. So, I mean, it did amazing, you guys. I know you guys are probably all going to be like, hey, you didn't make 1,000 horsepower, and oh, you didn't push it to the limit to explode, and hey, dude, it's not my car, it's not my money. You know, customer decided when to cut it. The car's dope. Only thing I would say, like you saw in the last video, if this guy leaves this car with these brakes as fucked up as they are, with these tires as fucked up as they are, and as stock fitment as they are in the rear, this guy's totally gonna end up getting in an accident and hurting himself. So I think the customer's pretty much already told me that he's kind of worried about that too. So we're gonna go ahead and do some talking. I'm gonna try to sell him some coilovers, some brake upgrades, and at least some tires, maybe a different rim setup, because obviously you can see it's got the hella flush fitment right here. But yeah, guys, Danny's on his way over right now. We're gonna go ahead and set up some two-step, and then so that'll be the end of the video. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video, guys. Two-step wasn't too gnarly on the car, only because of the fact I think the exhaust doesn't warm up enough. And we did a straight pipe 3-inch, no muffler, no resonator. So there's nothing to kind of catch that explosion in it. The car's going to have to probably be pretty hot in the exhaust for us to be able to get the big pops and bangs. But we did set that up for the hell of it, so when the customer wants to do any kind of rolling anti-lag or whatever, it's going to be all set up. I mean, I'm sure later on we can make it more aggressive, but just for time frame, we have Supers in Vegas in a couple days. And just all needed to get done. As you can see, we're just kind of cleaning everything up in here, trying to make it look a hell of a lot better than it usually does. So any questions or anything you guys want to know or kind of want to see or anything? I know the Is300 stuff is really, really popular on my channel, and they get the most views by you guys. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much. But if you guys have any things, you can go ahead and reach out. Don't feel scared to hit me up. I usually respond to pretty much every single message, guys. Until next time, guys. Peace.